Hey guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob Connor here once again with another video, and today I'm going to be looking at the Expendables DVD complete collection. Now, just want to say that with two was made on the computer when it first came out, so that is why it's not got a proper case, but I'm going to get a proper case with it because it doesn't look very good like this. But say it was made on the computer, and then the artwork was printed, on the computer when it came out. It was done on the computer. Not very good copy, but as I say, I'm going to get a better copy to put with this because obviously it looks much better. The actual proper DVD. The art release art rather than that, doesn't look too good. So I will get one, and so it looks proper. So obviously the Expendables consists of 3 films currently, and I know they aren't made a full film, which I'm quite excited about and looking forward to seeing it when it comes out. I'm not sure if it's coming out this year or next year. Well, it's on its way, I think, and I think it's quite long overdue, isn't it? Because the last one, what's it, 2014? Yeah, so quite a while. So it's been quite a long while coming. And actually, I thought, because with obviously Stallone, Statham, and all the others, I actually thought I think there was something that said Stallone wasn't going to do it or be in it, or it was just going to be women or something like that. But obviously plans have changed, and it now is going to be Stallone, Statham, and quite a few of the others. I'm sure it's Stallone, Statham, and a few other new people rather than Lundgren, or I'm not too sure. I'll have to double check. I think I looked on there and I'm sure it's Stallone, Statham, and a few other new people, but I'm not sure whether the other guys, Lundgren and that, was on there as well, but I'm not too sure. But I think Stallone and Statham are definitely on there, so that's good. Good news that they're going to be in the new film, so I look forward to seeing that whenever it's released. And then obviously I'll add that and then do an updated version of all 4 films, and obviously I'll do the review of Expendables 4 whenever it's released. So obviously let's go on to the Expendables, and obviously I was pretty excited when I knew about this back when it came out. Was it 2010 now? Yeah, quite a while ago. And yeah, I was quite excited because obviously I'm a huge action fan of action films, and when I heard it was going to be Stallone, Statham, Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, Bruce Willis, Schwarzenegger, I was really excited because to have all that star and all the action stars all together is sort of like an absolute dream scenario, getting it all, because they've never had, I think they've had action films in the past that's had like 2 or 3 or 4 stars, but never 7 or 10 or whatever it is, crazy amount of stars. So to get all of them all together was so fantastic and just really exciting. And I thought, yeah, it was going to be awesome, and yeah, it pretty much is awesome. And I love the theme of sort of like the, not just all the stars being together, but the skulls and that was in it, because I'm a huge fan of rock, and I love all things that are rock, heavy metal type stuff and music, and skulls. I'm a huge fan of skulls, loads and loads of skull stuff, so I love skulls, and yeah, I love all action stars, and yeah, so this was just absolutely fantastic. And yeah, the film is pretty much is fantastic all the way through, to be honest. Can't think of anything wrong with it or any problems, other than the fact it might be too short. Probably could have done with 10-15 minutes longer. I think that's the only downside, but apart from that, it's just all awesome all the way through. Loads and loads of action, just loads of stuff going on, with loads of good moments with Statham, Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Willis. Although I don't think Willis does too much action in this, does he? Or does he? I can't actually think, to be honest. Or is it? I think is it Schwarzenegger that doesn't do much. I remember it not being one of them. I think Schwarzenegger's is he the president in it or something? Yeah, I don't think he does much. I think he does more in the second, Schwarzenegger, doesn't he? And then again in the third. Can't think if Bruce Willis does anything or not. Well, I know Willis and the Schwarzenegger do things in the second. I can't remember the first, but obviously it's mostly Stallone, Statham, and yeah, Lundgren, and all the others. But yeah, it's just fantastic all the way through. Just fighting's just awesome. Seeing all of the stars doing their bit. You know, obviously Statham is the one who's taking all the people out with the martial arts. Stallone is just using just normal violence and just shooting people. And yeah, it's just all good stuff. Yeah, I think other than the fact that it's just too short, but yeah, it's just a full-on action film, loads of good action, good all the way through, and strong violence, which I like. Then obviously we go on to the second, and again, apologise for that because it was done on the computer. And I think, to be honest, because when I watch this, I always think this is somewhat better than the first, but I'm not too sure. Maybe the first is better, but I was thinking because it's just pretty awesome all the way through, and I remember all the time, you know, every time I see it, it's just really, really good, and there's no moments really where nothing's happening. It's just all action all the way through. Loads of good moments and just so much good fighting and action and explosive scenes and loads of shooting and loads of strong bloody violence, which I like. And again, obviously, it's a massive cast again. I can't think if there's any new. I think there is new people that's in it. Oh yeah, Van Damme is the main villain, so Stallone, Statham, all that lot are up against him, which is pretty good. He makes a really strong villain, as he does a hero. He can play villain and hero, to be honest. Van Damme, he's that good. So he plays a villain, really tough villain who they're up against, and yeah, I just remember it's just all action all the way through. And I don't think this is too short, to be honest. I think it's pretty spot on the time. I think the first one could have been longer, but the second one is pretty much, I don't think it needs to be any longer. I mean, maybe it does, but not too short. But it's pretty much all good all the way through. Loads of good action and loads of good stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I think it may just edge it being better because Bruce Willis and Arnold Schwarzenegger do more than they do in the first, and that's really good when Arnie and Willis taking out a lot of the bad guys, which is pretty good. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. I quite like it. And you know, it is a massive blockbuster, just the same as it's first. And yeah, it's all good stuff. I really like it. Can't not like it when you're a fan of action, to be honest. Strong bloody violence and all those actors, you just can't not like it, to be honest. And I can't say a bad word about it, other than maybe say 10 minutes longer. But I don't know. I don't think it really needs it, to be honest. I think the first one might need it, but I don't think the second one does. It's a pretty good action film blockbuster. And then obviously we come on to the third, which again is just a massive cast. I think there is a few names that are in this. Banderas appears. Now Snipes, I thought Snipes was in one of the others. I can't remember exactly. I'm sure Wesley Snipes, obviously another legend, a massive action star of the 90s. I'm trying to think. I'm sure Snipes was in the second, but I'm not too sure. But anyway, obviously Snipes, a massive another name. And yeah, the new people, Banderas, Kelsey Grammer, who doesn't fight or anything, but you know, he appears in it. And then obviously you have stars Randy Couture and Ronda Rousey. I think Ortiz is, I think Powers as well. Anyway, Mel Gibson, another massive name, is the main villain. So he makes a big, tough villain, massive name. And yeah, he can play a villain just as well as he does a hero. I think, to be honest, looking at it, I think that's the only time he's ever played a villain. And yeah, he plays it quite well, but obviously mostly playing the hero in most of his other films. Yeah, makes a really strong villain. And yeah, obviously they're up against it, all of them stars. Obviously back again, Stallone, Statham, Schwarzenegger. Don't think Willis is in this. Just double check. I've seen it a few times, but don't think he's in this. Schwarzenegger is. And then obviously the other cast. And yeah, it's just a massive blockbuster. And it's pretty good all the way through, and the action's just awesome. And yeah, it's a massive blockbuster. I think the only criticism is that I think it starts off well, and then the story's pretty good, with obviously involving the villain Mel Gibson, and it develops. But then there's sort of a brief period where there's not much really happening, where Stallone is sort of like driving around in a Jeep with Grammer, and then they're sort of talking, and then they're getting together with other people for one massive attack, and it seems like there's not much going on. I think there seems to be something that's missing, a bit of action that could have happened there before the end. It's sort of like a few action scenes happen, and then there's sort of nothing, and then there's sort of like the big final battle at the end, which is to be fair pretty good and a really good finish. And I like the end face-off between Stallone and Gibson, which is pretty good. But I think, yeah, I just think that there's nothing wrong with the time. The time is actually perfect on this. You know, it's good length. It's not too short. It's not too long. But I think, yeah, I just think for me, I don't know if it's because, you know, obviously Stallone is a lot older now, and he's not doing as much as he used to. But I feel there is, you know, where there could have been something more just before the end, maybe. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I think there should have been something else happening, a bit of action, and then the last bit. But other than that, it's pretty good. I really like it. I really enjoy watching it. All the action stars in action as always. And yeah, it's like Statham, Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Gibson. Yeah, and it's all good stuff. So, quite a long video this one, but yeah, as I say, so first one good, obviously maybe 10 minutes longer. Second one, I'd say pretty much perfect. I wouldn't change anything about the second. And then the second one, nothing wrong with the time, but just probably a bit of something just before the end. I feel there's a bit much talking going on where there's not much happening, but other than that, pretty good, awesome, strong franchise. And that's pretty much the end of the video, guys. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for lots more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye for now, see you soon, cheers, thanks for watching.